Y'all get in here. I have never seen anything like what I'm about to show you. This thing is unraveling and going down the snowball's path into hell unlike anything I've ever seen for the Democrats. This is crashing out at an epic level, and you're going to love every second of it. In fact, I dare say that if this does not make you smile, check your pulse, you might be dead when you're on Team Freedom. But let's get into this, guys. Everything will be linked in the description box below. Of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn that notification on, delivering freedom with a smile, and you guys, of course, can take part in the show by chatting, leaving the emojis, doing all the comments, all the things that help the algorithm say, hey, this is good. Let's get into it, guys. This is going to be a show you are not going to forget. You're going to love every single piece of this. So as you guys get in here, audio, video is good. The emojis are flying. The chats are good. This is amazing. Thank you guys so much for all of the involvement, all the engagement, and a special welcome to all the new subscribers. Over 106,000 people joined our ranks in the last 6 weeks, and it's all because you guys all are interested in that one guiding light of this channel, saving our country and passing it on to the next generation better than we found it, and thank you guys all for that. All right. We got enough people in here. I'm not going to bury the lead. We have got tabs on tabs on tabs, and I'm going to do my very damnedest to this episode not to screw up the audio. Because after all, you guys know I'm in front of the camera, behind the camera, I'm producing in real time, and I'm adding commentary. It's a feat for the ages, the eyes and the ears. Let's get into it. All right, you guys, of course, can follow me at Braden LOA on X if you would like. Thank you so much for your attentiveness in these natures. Let's get into this, because where would I be in life if I did not bring you a smile to start out a show? All right, so we're going to talk about one of the big talking heads on the left, Charlemagne the God. I don't believe he's a god. It's a little bit blasphemous, but you know what? He fancies himself one politically, so I don't care. Listen, he just ripped Hakeem Jeffries in one of the best ways I could ever do it. And I can't ever do it, so I'm just going to let him do it. And I'm going to bring you guys along for the ride. Let's get into this. This is the opening course. This is the appetizer, the amuse-bouche, if you're French. Let's get it.
These Republicans, they are not the party of law and order. They're the party of lawlessness and disorder in all of the ways, including the ongoing crime scene at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Come on. People are angry. So why is Hakeem Jeffries talking like he's Chuck E. Cheese Obama? Okay? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Come on, man.
All right. Of course, I don't care what this guy thinks. It's a fun little commentary. He adds nice little spice to things and adds occasionally good little commentary for us to add the correct commentary over. But legitimately, he just called Hakeem Jeffries Chuck E. Cheese Obama. He did. Hey, YouTube, everyone on the left, and everybody who'll be offended by that, I didn't do it. He did it. One of y'all did it. Hilarious. But this goes to the bottom fact of the entire nature of this issue. Even the left are making fun of the left. Guys, when I tell you earlier on in this whole process, over the last several months, I've been telling you they are an eye roll, they are a joke, they are not taken seriously, and they are literally a laughing stock. This is their own side. This isn't even me doing it. And I can be funny occasionally, but this guy, he just called him Chuck E. Cheese Obama. Oh, ugh, ouch. All right, listen, if that was not an opening salvo, I don't know what could be better. Oh, wait, yes, I do. Guys, match this energy in the comments and the chats. Let's get it. Hey, look, one of the biggest Teamster unions in the entire United States just came out and said, hey, Democrats, stop your bullshit and pass a clean CR. This is an addition to the other ones that I showed you prior. This episode is going to be like a rolling ball of momentum. So make sure you get to take part in this. Take your place in the line, because watch this. Teamsters. Guys, this is the ultra-left Teamsters union. All right, let's just get it. I could not do anything better than to bring it for you. Check it out.
Took a position. I represent 1.3 million working men and women in this country for the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. We took a position 3 weeks ago. Pass a clean CR, get to the table, negotiate a deal. Do not put working people in the middle of a problem they should not be in there. And we got to think about the families that are going to be affected. Think about when you have to tell your son or daughter they can't play sports because you're not getting paid. Think about when you can't pay your mortgage. Think about when you can't pay your tuition. Put the politics aside, get to the table, negotiate a deal, pass a clean CR right now, and then figure out the problems moving forward. And I want to thank the air traffic controllers. I want to thank the aviation administration for all their hard work and sacrifice they make. And look, security and safety of the airlines is paramount. Let's not compromise the safety and security. Pass a clean CR. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean.
All right. this, I'm going to be looking a lot over here to make sure the audio mistakes don't happen. Guys, listen, I talk to you all the time about the nonverbals, and I talk to you all the time about the optics and what's happening behind the scenes, what the media is doing, how they're doing it from the Democrats, how they're floating trial balloons. All those pieces are 89% of what happens in our political system. I've studied it my whole life. I'm one of the worst case scenarios for the left. I'm a Rush baby and a Bible-believing Christian. I am a nightmare. But honest to goodness, the optics and perception on this, that's J.D. Vance and one of the Teamster union bosses standing in front of the White House saying Democrats pass a clean CR. The reason that that's so important is the clean CR is what the Republicans put forward. That's what the Democrats shot down. That's what the Democrats have said this is awful. They voted for it 12 other times prior, fully authorized it earlier this year. The Teamsters unions are now saying, get your butts in gear and do it. All right, I got a super chat right over here. Fred Sampion with the $5. North Carolina residents, call your representatives and demand that they overturn SB 50. Now, what Fred is talking about is a constitutional carry amendment in North Carolina. If you are in North Carolina, that is some great advice. SB 50, we need that 30th state. And thank you, Fred, for that super chat. Let's keep on going. Guys, you have to understand how important this is. Okay, that's the Teamsters union. Again, this thing is picking up momentum going downhill for Team Blue, Team Democrat, Team Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, or as Charlemagne the God says, Chuck E. Cheese Obama, which I find personally offensive, but still hilarious. I don't find it offensive, but I said it okay, just to cover my butt. Let's go to the next one here. This is another massive organization. The CEO of United Airlines is now going off on Chuck Schumer and Democrats for shuttering the government and refusing to pay air traffic controllers. How's it going, Dems? FAFO doesn't seem to cover it, and we're only on the third tab of like 12. Oh, this is going to be a good episode. Guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Audio is good. Fire, send it, all torpedoes. Let's get it.
Really thanking the professionals, the air traffic controllers, folks at the TSA, also the FAA, the people in management. They're working hard. They are keeping the skies safe. They've minimized delays. Fewer than 2% of flights have been delayed so far because of air traffic control shortage. So they've done a great job. But it's putting stress on people. It's not fair to those people. It's also putting stress on the economy. You know, the first couple of weeks this had no impact on the economy, but as every day goes by, the impacts start to grow. And airlines are a pretty good real-time indicator of the economy, and we start to see still minor, but steep booking impact, and you see that happening in the economy. We put the whole economy at risk. And so it's been 30 days, and while I don't have a position on which partisan side and how things should be settled with healthcare, it has been 30 days. I also think it is time to pass a clean CR, use that as the opportunity to get into a room behind closed doors and negotiate hard on the real and substantive issues that the American people want our politicians on both sides of the aisle to solve. But let's get a clean CR and get that negotiation done behind closed doors without the pressure and without putting the American workers and the American economy.
See, it almost did it again. All right, guys, listen. Another opportunity for clean CR. This time, it's the CEO of, what was it? United Airlines. CEO of United Airlines, the Teamsters union bosses, standing with J.D. Vance, the vice president, in front of the White House, watching all of this go down. Guys, we have been hitting this for 3 weeks now, and every incremental cut that we've seen is absolutely devastating, and it's coming to a final culmination. You're losing the Teamsters, you're losing the generic ballot, you're losing the population. Y'all, you cannot be worse than this if you're on Team Blue. Meanwhile, on Team Red, you're cutting spending like you've never been able to do, cutting programs like you've never been able to do. You've been able to act unilaterally with your Office of Management and Budget. The total's $38 billion so far. The Democrats are losing this on every single front, and eventually you get the cultural reference of everyone dropping as well. This is going to be amazing if they keep going. All right, let's see. You know what? I got a super chat. I owe it to the super chats because I love you guys and you're part of the show. David Hughes, $10 super chat. They really thought this was going to help them. Ridiculous. They've become the party of elites and illegals. They care nothing about the working class. Yeah. See, you guys get it. All of you get it. The comments you guys are always on fire. You guys get it more than these pundits talking on TV. That's why I love these relationship lives, because we just get that go off and be right and they're wrong. It's incredible. I mean, you guys pay more attention than they give you credit for. Honest to God. Let's keep on going, though. Oh, look, another one. All right, this one's not a video, so you get to hear my narration voice, so get ready. Here we go. This one is from the Delta CEO. Here we go. My narration voice deployed. Breaking. Chuck Schumer faces another stunning blow as Delta Airlines demands Senate Democrats pass Republicans' clean CR to reopen the federal government, pay TSA and air traffic controllers. Quote, Delta Airlines employs Congress to immediately pass a clean continuing resolution to reopen the government so that our air traffic controllers, TSA, and CBP officers charged with the safety and efficiency of our national airspace can collect the paychecks they deserve. Missed paychecks only increase the stress on these essential workers, many of whom are already working mandatory overtime to keep our skies safe and secure. It's thanks to these federal employees that Delta is able to carry more than 550,000 daily customers on 5,000 daily flights. We are fully aligned with the FAA in our shared mission of safe flight operations. A system under stress must be slowed down, reducing efficiency and causing delays for the millions of people who take to the skies every day, Delta said per Fox. If you're keeping track at home and you're just now tuning in, you are watching these slow death throes of the Democrats in this shutdown. You got Chuck E. Cheese Obama, referring to Hakeem Jeffries from the left. You've got the Teamsters union boss that just said do a clean CR. That's the Republican plan. You got the CEO of United Airlines, clean CR. That's the Republican plan. You got the Delta CEO or Delta organization, pass a clean CR. Guys, come here. It is hard to overestimate, and let's say it a different way. It's hard to undersell how important this is. Because you literally have CEOs, union bosses, you have the population, you have the generic ballot, you have the Republicans, and the Democrats are coming across as sociopathic individuals in their comments. This could not be going worse. It's only a matter of time. They've lost everybody. And they're going to continue to lose more and more and more. As this continues to roll, you're going to see them get more and more pressure. Democrats are already jumping ship. It is genuinely a matter of time. Republicans are in a power position like they've never had in my lifetime, and they are genuinely just now waiting for the collapse. I mean, it is going to be capitulation. They are looking for an off-ramp, and I bet you there are conversations going on behind the scenes that are going in that direction. But let's keep on going. Until they do, I'm going to keep on mocking them because they are getting their butts kicked. All right, so here's the other piece. I showed you all the stuff that just happened today. Y'all, this is just today. Are you doubting you're winning yet? Okay, let's keep on going. This is something from a previous day. I'm loving the emojis, the chats, the comments, the likes, subscribe, shares. Let's go back and remember MSNBC, what seems a million years ago, 2 days ago, blasting about another union that is leaving them behind. Watch this.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very dramatic call from that union of federal employees representing hundreds of thousands with a statement today saying, among other things, that it's time for our leaders to start focusing on how to solve problems for the American people rather than on who is going to get the blame for a shutdown that Americans dislike. Because when the folks who serve this country are standing in line for food banks after missing a second paycheck because of this shutdown, they aren't looking for partisan spin. They're looking for wages that they earned. They go on to essentially say that Congress needs to pass, in their view, a clean CR. Now,
all right. I don't know how many times you're going to hear the word clean CR in this, but literally, if there are whiskey barrels in D.C., each Democrat has their own variety and brand, and they are bent over them because they are getting destroyed. Clean CR just now came from the Federal Workers Union, just came from Delta, just came from the CEO of the United Airlines, just came from the Teamsters unions. All of that happened this week. And if you think I'm not going to show you the generic ballot, you are wrong. We're going to go through that as well. Guys, we are on a path towards this freedom and handing it to the next generation, something that they cannot even comprehend because they don't know the fight that's in it yet, but we will do our part and we will pick them up along the road. All right, listen, guys. It's like watching a train wreck. So you remember that stuff that I've been telling you about consistently? And let me hear you in the chat over here if you remember this stuff. Remember how I said it was all about playing for the politics and playing for the House in 2026? It was all down to the generic ballot, and it was all about political perception and all about the Democrats coming back and giving the fight idea, right? Well, this just dropped right here. This is brand new polling for the generic ballot. Look at that. Democrats just lost 3 more points. Republicans just gained +2. It is now a 1% difference on the generic congressional ballot. What does that mean, Braden? Good question, you. What it means is they are now losing completely because they already have a bias built in for around +3 or +4. every day this goes on, every day the unions pile on, every day the CEOs pile on, every day the Republicans pile on, and they keep on doing bad PR decisions, it's only a matter of time. Because this is the golden goose. This is what they're chasing. They're not chasing anything else. They're not chasing the healthcare. They're not chasing the individuals, the illegal. None of that crap. They're literally chasing their own power because they're politicians. The one thing I trust on this planet is politicians' desire for self-preservation of their power. And I guarantee you they're noticing this. All right, let's keep on going. If you guys are just now getting in here, we're now getting to the fun part where CNN goes even more ham sandwich. This is a hell of a time to be alive. But hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this out. The emojis, the chats, and the comments not only drive the algorithm, they also drive my very soul. And thank you guys so much for taking part. Let's get in to CNN. Oh, God, this is so good. Watch this.
Starting with Republicans. How has the shutdown seemed to have affected their political standing?
Yeah, you might think, given that the Republicans are in charge of both the House and the Senate, that a government shutdown might actually hurt the Republican brand. But in fact, it hasn't. If anything, it's been helped a little bit. Take a look here, the shift in net popularity versus pre-shutdown. When we're looking at the Republican Party overall, that brand actually up 2 points. That's within the margin of error, but clearly it hasn't dropped. Come over to this side of the screen. Look at the net approval ratings for Republicans in Congress. It's actually up 5 points since pre-shutdown. So what we're seeing here is the Republican brand in Congress has actually improved somewhat compared to where we were pre-shutdown, despite the fact that Republicans control. And that's the math that John Thune and Mike Johnson are looking at is, well, hey, why should we give, and electorally speaking, when our brand has actually improved a little bit?
Now,
all right, there's one more piece of this segment that I want to show you because I know we've referenced this a few times. Guys, +5 GOP in Congress and the generic ballot is changing. It's hard to overstate how bad this is for Democrats. You cannot get worse. They're already in the gutter of their approval ratings. They're already -41. The only people they have are the middle-aged white college Karens. That's it. We called it the geriatric rally that just happened. You just saw all 7 million of them. In a nation of 340 million people, that's a pretty small percentage. And to be quite candid, everyone looks at that and goes, ugh. I mean, guys, you're living through a hell of a time. By the way, I'm loving the emojis, the chats, and the comments over here. I'm seeing it all fly. You guys are kicking butt. Thank you for that. All right, now, we're sitting at +2, +5. Okay, that's a thing. Let's go to the next segment here because this one, oh, God, guys, we're only halfway through. This is going to be an amazing episode. Let's get it.
we say their position is getting better. With whom?
Yeah, okay, with whom? So I think it's two groups that it's so important to keep an eye out on. All right, change in the Republican Congress's net approval rating versus pre-shutdown. It's rallying the base for sure. Look at this, the net approval rating up 12 points versus pre-shutdown. But it's not just with the base. It's also with the middle of the electorate. Look at this, among independents. It's up 8 points as well. So we've got a situation here where Republicans with the shutdown are actually rallying their base, but it's also something that's not hurting them with the folks in the middle. If anything, it's helping them with folks in the middle. And this is the type of math that if you're Republicans, you like to see, right? Because something could rally the base but alienate those.
All right, he could say it, but I like my voice better. Sorry, Harry. I like you. I like your emojis. I like your emotive reactions. But you know what? Sorry, guys. You have come here real quick. We're gonna have a moment. You have to understand how massively important this is. Every little individual piece that I'm showing you all goes towards the final culmination of victory. I mean, literally, a cultural victory, a political victory, a shutdown victory. It's literally, they can't get out of their own ways. And when I show you the ending clips here of CNN going after him and all the different clips that are showing they want leverage over power, it is a contrast beyond measure. When you lose the independence, you lose everything. And we're going to have a serious moment. I'll go back to the funny part in a second. But when you are rallying your GOP base and you're picking up independence, you have won. Period, full stop, as the Democrats like to say authoritatively. Period, full stop. I mean, it's when the Democrats are going after their base, they're getting the Democrat base riled up from like -21 to like +20. But every independent and every right voter is like, screw all y'all. Y'all are an eye roll, and I find you personally annoying and irritant and nanny state. When you lose the independence, you do not have a chance or a prayer. You solidify your power in your blue bases, but you lose it everywhere else. Does the words 2024 make any reminiscent situation for you? This is exactly what you saw in the midterm, or excuse me, in the general election. They lost everything because this is who they are. They're only going forward and putting more candidates out that are far left progressives that motivate and animate the base of the Democrat Party, but then alienate everyone else. They are on a doom spiral. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm just going to keep on pushing the ball down the hill. I don't even care at this point. Like, this is for our country and our children. So, yeah, tough noogies. All right, let's keep on going. I'm going to jump over here, make sure I get all the buttons right. And if you guys are just now getting in here and enjoying the show, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I just hit the wrong button completely. You go back over here. Thank you. All right. So now's the fun part where we wrap this up in the next 4 clips of CNN backhanding the crap out of Hakeem Jeffries and what's his face? I'll remember his name in a second. All right, listen, this is Hakeem Jeffries. This is who Charlemagne the God just called Chuck E. Cheese Obama, which is, oh God, it's so bad. I mean, if it was me, I'd be a different situation, but it was him, so I can reference it. All right, watch.
You were asked today if you will defer your paycheck during the shutdown. Obviously, a lot of federal workers, TSA agents are going without paychecks. Have you made a decision on that yet, sir?
I'll be commenting on that shortly, but I understand the sacrifice that people are making, including Capitol Police officers here, and I'm going to conduct myself accordingly, given that sacrifice.
So that sounds like a yes, that you will defer your paycheck.
Well, I have more to say about that shortly, but I think consistent with the values that I just articulated.
What? Let me recap that. Sir, are you going to get rid of your paycheck because you're cutting everyone else's? Well, I will have more to say on that further, and then I'm going to, of course, in respect for everyone who's working without paychecks, I'll obviously make a statement in respect of that. So that's my answer. So you're gonna? Well, I mean, I'm going to have a statement later on that. Hey, that should be a pretty simple no, I'm not going to. But oh my God, it's about their own personal well-being. That's weird. That's odd. Power and money. I swear, it's like politicians. All right, let's keep on going because, again, she did not let him off the hook. And credit to Caitlin Collins. I'm going to give credit where it's due. I will lambast them when they screw up, and I will give them credit when it's due. She pulled up a clip from Chuck E. Cheese Obama, as Charlemagne the God said. I didn't do it, but I sure am going to have fun with it. I'm quoting Charlemagne the God. From I think it was 2016, maybe in 2013. Yeah, 2013. Would you look at this? I swear to God, sometimes random occasions of journalism occur. And before we hit this, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, share this with anybody who you deem worthy of such stuff, such things. Let's get, oh, take it away, CNN.
We're in the midst of a government shutdown right now that is unnecessarily forcing pain on the American people. It's a shutdown that was manufactured by the House GOP that has resulted in a situation where Americans all across this country have now been put in jeopardy. That's a tragedy of epic proportions.
I wonder what Hakeem Jeffries of today would say to the Hakeem Jeffries of 2013 who had that message in terms of wanting to pass a clean CR so Congress could get back to work.
Well, the Hakeem Jeffries of today definitively agrees with the Hakeem Jeffries of yesterday from the standpoint of, listen, we've said to Republicans, get to the negotiating table. We want to find a bipartisan path forward. We want to reopen the government. We are standing by hardworking federal employees.
By cutting their pay and not paying them. Guys, like, y'all cannot make this stuff up. And I'm just going to have a moment here. I'm going to agree with the Braden in the current is going to agree with the Braden from 3 weeks ago. When Braden from 3 weeks ago said that they were going to lose this bad boy because they had none of the power-broking cards. And now we're bringing it forward to where there are literally whiskey barrels that Braden now is saying about Braden will say in the future of, ha, they just got their butts kicked. What? In the exact same interview, the guy literally just said, yeah, I'm going to be talking about not paying myself, but I'm definitely not going to pay them, but I might be talking about myself. We'll see what happens. I don't really know. Maybe, but in spirit and respect of them not getting paid while I'm getting paid, we'll talk about it later. What? I mean, guys, this is abysmally bad. Abysmal. Oh, good Lord. And we're not even done with the presentation. All right, guys, listen, I know you're enjoying it. I can see the chats, the emojis, the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, because this is the way forward. It is like The Mandalorian, only not Disney and not woke. All right, let's go over here. I got something else. This one, Cory Booker. That was the guy's name. Watch this one. I swear, I don't know what CNN took. I don't know if they took the poison pill. I don't know if they see that the writing's on the wall. They see something, because watch this.
Democrats have been consistently voting no on just keeping the government running, opening the government. Are there some Democrats, do you, sir, because you voted no, bear some responsibility for endangering people's food aid?
Well, you know, Donald Trump has said very bluntly that I'm going to cause maximum pain.
Democrats have been.
Okay, listen, can you point on... No, I can't say that. I'll get in trouble. Guys, I almost had a funny comment that was pushing the line. I won't do it, but it was going to be funny. So apparently Donald Trump hurt him. Guys, the answer can't be Donald Trump to everything. It's not hard. You're not voting to open the government. Well, Donald Trump is evil, and he's going to inflict maximum pain. Is that why you're doing it? It doesn't even make sense, guys. We are entering the phase of ridicule at this point. Before, they were just dumb and miscalculating. Now it's just embarrassing. Oh my goodness gracious. But you know what? The beat goes on. We must embarrass them some more. Now, everything that I've just shown you comes to this point. Remember, all my videos are drawing you through the forest like Hansel and Gretel towards a delicious treat. Not a witch, a treat. All right. Here's the thing. Everything that I've shown you up to this point has brought you from the union bosses to the Delta CEOs, to the United Airlines CEOs, to the generic ballots, to CNN jumping on board and be like, hey, Dems, you're kind of screwing the pooch. And now what I'm about to show you is why all that positive stuff is happening on the one side, and that's all the perception against the Democrats. They're all calling for a clean CR. Okay? That's what's happening over here. I'm about to show you what they're doing on the other side, and this is leading to the issue of the generic ballot. All right? Watch. So, this is the entire thing right here. I think this is, where's the generic ballot? Hold on. Where'd it go? Here we go. This is the reason right here. You're going to see this continue to fall. And the reason you're seeing it, the gap close, and your reason to seeing the political winds shift against the Democrats is because everything that I just showed you in the positive is going in one direction. Everything in the negative is going the other. Watch this. This is Chris Coons. This is a sitting Democratic senator who just said this yesterday.
Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the White House. Frankly, this is our only moment of leverage. And although a very unpleasant tool to use.
That's the whole point. Guys, they are openly saying, you know, it's our only point of leverage because we got our asses handed to us in 2024 and no one likes us politically and our generic ballot is slipping and our Democratic approval numbers are abysmal. So it's our only point of leverage to really seem strong and not weak and not crazy. So we're going to sound like sociopaths. Okay, well that's a statement. Now let's go to somebody else. Again, this weekend, I'm going to do videos and videos and videos and highlight reels of these lefties because there's so much at this point. I can do multiple videos and it's just sociopathic. Here you go. Catherine Clark, this is the number 2 in the House of Representatives for Team Democrat, Team Blue. Of course, there will be families that are going to suffer, but it is one of the few leverage times that we have. I'm just going to walk you through what we just went through again in this presentation in this 28-minute live. Ooh, this is longer than normal. Sorry, that's just me. You can follow me on X at Braden LOA if you'd like. They're making fun of him on the left. They're going through the Teamsters unions that are completely and totally saying do clean CR. The United Airlines CEO, the Delta CEO, MSNBC through other federal unions are bailing on them, saying do a clean CR. The generic ballot is slipping on them. You've got MSNBC showing that Republicans and GOP are getting more people in the solidified base, and they're also picking up independents because the Democrats are acting the way that they are. CNN comes down and says, I'm going to keep on getting paid, or pushes Hakeem Jeffries on getting paid. That's awkward. Then they pull up a clip of him, 2013, where he talks about his prior self with his future self with his current self. Future Braden, by the way, thinks they're going to lose. And then I can never remember his name. Cory Booker. He comes out. It's TDS time. And meanwhile, all those things are happening. Democrats are doing this about their own leverage. It's about themselves. And this is the whole point. If you want to change the country, if you want to change the culture, if you want to actively become part of the solution to make the generation behind us get a better country, for them to take up the fight, this is how you do it. You put all these things together and you build a case for the American people, and you build videos and content, and you share content like this, which makes a hopefully very smooth video to show everybody what's going on. And I hope I've landed these planes. Let me see those emojis for the planes over there in the chat. And of course, leave comments, share this out, like, subscribe, and I love each and every one of you just the right amount that makes you feel comfortable. I'll see you guys tomorrow.